Daddy, chill.
Ready when you are, bud.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dumb Dude Fantasy Cats.
We have had an extraordinary weekend full of cheers and yelling and tears and football.
Week 1 is over. Week 2 is upon us.
And we got some crazy takes. Sorry about it. Things that we would have done differently than the coach.
Right. Well, let's just get right into it. What's the first thing you got?
First take. Well, you already know I'm a Raiders fan, so
Well,
I think if Derek Carr doesn't throw one of those 3 interceptions, we would have won the game.
okay.
I
Which
don't
one?
think-
Earlier, the first one or the last one?
Any of the 3.
Okay.
Any of the 3, because if he didn't throw any of them, they all would have gotten at least to the to like a field goal, which then we wouldn't have tried for the extra 2, and we would have just hit a field goal, and we probably would have just been up
Tied.
by 1 point or tied. And in the second half, we were killing them.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, we were down like 14.2 touchdowns, and then we came back within a score. We
Yeah.
beat them in the second half, but our first half was just too terrible.
The tale of two halves.
Yep, every time. Bucks game went pretty great. I mean, y'all basically shut out
Yeah.
Cowboys.
You know, so the first game of the season did 2 things for me. As a Buck fan, for as many years as I've been, I'm always nervous, think we're going to suck, and we're going to come out flat.
Yeah, of
And
course.
then you're always, your first, the first thing that happens always dictates. Like, you remember last year when we lost to the Washington Redskins? Our first offensive drive of the game, the very first play was a false start. And it puts us behind the chains. And our very first offensive possession on Sunday, same thing. False start. I was like, okay, there we go. We practice all offseason for a false start. Because, right? Like, all offseason, you practice for your first drive. You're going to go down, you're going to
first
score a
drive,
touchdown.
dude.
The Dallas Cowboys did the same thing and got a field goal. And that's all they got.
All they got. Tom Brady on my fantasy team, who won the game, played a stellar game. I can't blame him. Fuck, I wish he would have gotten one more touchdown. Dude would have got one more touchdown, maybe 100 more yards. I would have won my fantasy.
We would have iced the game. It would have been great.
I
As a
know.
Bucs fan.
I know, dude. I'm mad at Tom Brady for once for not performing good enough.
Yeah.
Which is a weird feeling because he still won.
Yeah. So getting into week 1 quarterback play, yours is Tom Brady. Mine is Russell Wilson, who I convinced myself was going to go in to Seattle on a revenge tour and just throw 5 touchdown passes. So I took Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson looked to be propped up by Pete Carroll, if I'm going to be honest, and crazy wild take of week 1.
Russell Wilson that game looked more like. Let me actually rephrase this different. It looked less like he demanded a trade and more like Geno Smith just won his job.
Right. That's exactly what it seemed like, because
So that was on one of my crazy takes that Geno's better than Russell right now.
if we're on a week-to-week basis, I mean, I know who I'm hanging out.
I mean, all time can't blame. Russell Wilson actually has some history to look at, but
got
Geno
Super Bowl.
Smith as of this season is better.
Yeah. 2022, the greatest season of football in football history.
Has to be. Has to be.
So my team obviously is the Bucks. We embarrassed the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost. So the 2 things that we did was gave me some good hope for the season, and number 2 made me feel good that this year is not the Cowboys' year yet again for the 27th year in a row.
Yeah, It's a good feeling.
We don't have to hear that we them boys because they already know they lost
They already
Dak.
know
They
they
lost him
lost
for what,
Dak,
2 months at
bro.
least.
Yeah, something like 11 weeks.
Ooh, almost 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful because if there's a fan base I can't stand, it's in Dallas,
11 weeks.
and a lot of my close friends are Dallas fans. But
Speaking of injuries, T.J. Watt got hurt.
mm,
And they're looking at it. They haven't put a definite word on it yet. I think they said something like 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesus,
They're,
that's
they're,
quick for
They're
a
trying to
pack.
get him back quick, bro. Let me check my Twitter because that
Yeah.
could be wildly wrong.
Wild takes today brought to you by Pacifico, the root of and the solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah, about 6 weeks they said.
6 weeks.
So, I
dang.
mean, I was told by Twitter yesterday that they were gonna have a definite answer on it after he had 3 different doctors look. Still not definite. We're looking at a possible 6 weeks, but it won't be for sure until I don't know when.
So him being superhuman, they're gonna just shoot him up with dead babies and then put that all back together.
Dude, I think they could just throw him in, right? I think it was his left pec, right?
Mm-hmm.
If J.J. Watt right pec,
Mm-hmm.
if it was his right pec, it's a little bit harder. He's probably right hand dominant.
Right. Most everybody is.
Yeah, so let's assume that.
Now, if you tear your pec, how does that stop you from masturbating? Now, does that it's just elbow motion, right? Like
I think it changes it from a whole
right?
arm.
'Cause
And
I don't jerk off from my shoulder. I jerk off
you
from
could
my wrist.
if you do. I mean, I'm a shoulder guy.
No.
You probably
Racking it.
just turn it up and use your bicep.
There you go.
That's it. Call it a day.
That's a shake weight muscle right there.
Exactly. No, but JJ Watt, honestly, they could probably throw him in next week and just tie his arm up, and he'll still be dominant.
Yeah.
At least average. He's
Yeah,
JJ.
he could cause a ruckus with one hand. That's for damn sure. That dude is a game record
come
on
it's
his own, dude.
It's JJ Watt. And
Yeah.
The only reason I wouldn't do that is that it might just worsen his pec
Yeah.
because he's gonna end up using it once.
That's the way it goes, right?
Right.
Like when you injure something.
But as far as ability, he could get it done.
more than definitely, like they have to find a way to numb his arm and then put it
I
inside
was
the
thinking
shoulder pad.
like a straight jacket type of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's wrapped like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't,
Yeah, you can't move it, or
Exactly.
he's just constantly out with
And for you guys that are
that Got
listening,
Milk commercial from the back in the day where the guy's got the cast and it's
that would have your hand wrapped all the way to the left side of your back in front of you, so you can't. Yeah.
like a mummy.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. What are your sorry about it?
Oh,
First one.
So this is a segment I'm trying out. I'll call it Sorry About It. So I have to apologize. This week I was at the Miami Patriots game. I've been seeing these videos online where people make filing cabinet slow cookers. They make slow cookers out of desks. So I wanted to make my trunk into a slow cooker. Come home, go to the game, get nice and drunk and toasty, and come out to some slow cooked ribs. So I made my slow cooker, put it in the trunk of the car, and accidentally burnt down 8 cars. So instead of getting slow cooked
bad.
ribs, I come out and I owe $1 million in insurance.
It's not even the double digits, bro. You're good.
Yeah, nah, right. So apparently you can't make a slow cooker out of trunk of your car, and I'm very sorry about it.
So, I got one. I'm gonna use the one I showed you. I went to the Bengals game, and honestly, I told myself that I was gonna do as many shots for every pick that Joe Burrow did. I didn't think he was gonna throw 4 goddamn picks, so I ended up doing 4 shots on top of the shots that all my friends would do.
First game of the season, you got to
First
get
game
loaded.
of the season at a Bengals game,
Yeah.
and here I am throwing up on there. But hey, silver lining, more space for more shots.
There it is.
Sorry about it.
And my last one went to the Raiders-Chargers game with my Hyena. Got good and toasty. Some fools started talking shit in the stands. My Hyena tried to slow me up, and me and her got into it. And wearing our Raiders gear, and I had to, piece her up in
Yeah.
the stands.
Raiders
Sorry
gear.
about it, but it's Raider Nation, baby. That's what we do.
And that was sorry about it. Oh, if you didn't like it, that fucking sucks. Sorry about it.
Right.
Dude, so all right, the Bills Super Bowl, right?
Oh
Like,
my God,
after what
hot
they
take.
did?
Yes.
After
Okay.
what
So if
they
there's any
did?
any hot take that is correct after week one is Bills are going undefeated, winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's the
Christ.
whole. That's like I was stressing for a bit because he had two interceptions. There was a fumble at one point.
Three turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, three
And it was a tie
exactly,
game.
exactly. I was really stressing. I was like, man, this is a pretty shit start for the Bills. Um,
And it turned out it was a shit
and it
start for
was
the Rams.
yeah, it was a shit start. First half was a great game though.
Yeah, it was. And then it just turned into a bludgeoning. So when you win the Super Bowl, obviously there's a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, but that should be like
But
it's normally a season thing.
Yeah, and
It's
you're
not the
still
first
champ-
game of the
and you're still the
season.
champs. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like if they're still the champs and they're playing pretty good, you would have to imagine a Sean McVay coach team is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
The Bills are just levels above everybody
I
else.
think
They're just
so.
levels above.
I think that's what has to be.
The only way,
You know what I think it is actually? I think the AFC is so much better than the NFC.
that's true.
You know, I mean, there's a couple teams in the NFC that are obviously just as good as the top tier in the AFC, but on average, I would say the top 10 of the AFC leagues
did-
better than
If
the
you
top
did top
10.
10 total teams, you're gonna have maybe 8 AFC teams and 2 NFC teams.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
maybe 7-3.
Maybe 7-3 exactly.
You know, because Cowboys got to be in it for some reason.
I know, right? Just because they're fucking fans. Oh my god. Oh man.
But yeah, dude, that game was insane. It made me realize after I had the game, drank my beers, had like so many pints, went home, and I was like, "Yep, this is the 6 months of the year that I feel like an alcoholic because I never go more than a day and a half without drinking."
Right, because when football's on, you gotta
Yeah, I
have
mean,
at least a beer.
so Monday, beers with football. This beers with a podcast. Wednesday, I keep it clean. Thursday, beers with more football. Friday, probably beers after work because it's Friday.
Yeah,
Saturday, I might keep it clean. Depends what happens.
college football, bro.
You know I don't watch college too much. I'm sorry.
It's the best thing to drink.
I'm fully aware, but the rotation of players is way too fast. And then Sunday is football, so I'm drinking all day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I feel like an alcoholic on these days.
Oh yeah. Football to me, it just gets you on the freeway to the end of the year. Like, I mean, it's not like this year's going slow by any means necessary.
Nope.
But the second football hits, you're hitting the freeway. I mean, Mondays aren't a drag because you're getting Monday night football.
Yep.
Then you got Tuesday, you're talking about it.
Yep.
Wednesday, you're setting your fantasy lineup. Thursday, game time already. You're already in the next week
Already
of football.
It's perfect.
It's just
It's perfect. Then obviously the weekend never goes slow, so like Sunday you don't even have to count for it.
no.
But,
Sunday is
yeah.
just a blur now.
Yeah, man. But I refuse for anyone to say that Wednesday is not the worst day of the week. Even in football season, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah. Well, it's hump day though. You know. No. You see,
Did I say Wednesday? I meant Tuesday.
Tuesday,
I meant
yeah,
Tuesday.
exactly.
I meant Tuesday. I'm sorry.
that's what I was going to say. I think
Wednesday's
Tuesday's
okay.
the worst.
Wednesday's okay. Tuesday stays the worst day of the week.
But in football seasons, it's slightly better because we get to talk about Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're exactly right. And if you weren't a sports fan, I mean, like, Jesus. Like,
I don't understand what they do.
right? I mean, I idolize or ideate about suicide all the time. And if I wasn't a sports fan, like, I mean, I guess that's a two-way street, right? Because being a sports fan makes me want to kill myself when my fucking team loses.
I was just telling someone about that. I was like, hey, football's finally back. I can be happy again.
Right.
And they're like, your happiness revolves around football. I'm like, absolutely.
100%.
But also, it revolves around if my team wins or not. Because if my team loses, then I'm sad.
Oh, it ruined my whole day.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
ruined my whole day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah, I've definitely unfollowed, unfriended people on social media.
That said bad about your team?
Over my team. I'm not. I wish I was playing.
that's funny. Hey, so Lamar declines the deal. He doesn't make a deal with the Ravens on the deadline.
And he would have got something over $100 million guaranteed.
Yeah, he would have. So that means this season he'll most likely go to free agency or get franchise tagged.
Yeah. Well, he's
Uh,
betting on himself, and the way he played, he's well it's also against the Jets, but he played spectacular. Like the Jets had played him great enough, like because the Jets are building something. They're building defense first,
which is
so
fair.
yeah, and they kept him in the pocket. If you did you watch any of that game? I was
I
watching a little
caught a
bit.
couple
They
highlights,
kept
but
him in the
nothing
pocket and
crazy.
made him use his arm, and boy did he use his arm.
Yeah, he
Oh
learned
yeah, he
it.
stayed in that
So
pocket
that's
and was
that.
throwing
That's
it.
that.
But if you were watching Red Zone, you weren't seeing it because he was throwing bombs on a dime. So he
Mm,
never had a chance to get in the red zone.
yeah, that makes sense. Um, I wasn't watching Red Zone. I got Sunday tickets, so I just watch. I put up like 4 games,
Mm,
and I'll watch 4 games through the morning, and then maybe once or twice I'll go back and see what
right.
scores are. But I
And
don't
then once
really.
your team starts, then you're
Yeah,
just
once my team starts, depending on the other games, like yes, Sunday was there were some great games along with mine. There's the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Cardinals.
I won Cardinals. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
um, Chiefs and Cardinals. There was Vikings Packers. I wanted to watch those, but
hmm
so
I mean, week one, you want to watch every game. I
exactly,
gotta say,
exactly.
yeah.
So I kept all four up. I didn't really limit myself to just my game, but if it was some garbage games, I'd definitely just watch mine.
Yeah, I don't think garbage games come around until like what week four maybe. Every team has a chance. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch Texans Colts.
I was
You know,
I was gonna say any game that ends in a tie is probably a garbage game.
right? Now the Colts, who should have got what are the Colts? What are the Colts?
I'll
They
tell
were
you
a
right.
playoff
I'll
team
tell
until they
you right
lost to the
now.
Jaguars.
They aren't a good defense on fantasy.
No.
So that's what they aren't.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So maybe Wentz. So hold on. So they go from Jacoby Brissett after Andrew Luck retires to
Colts, right?
yeah to Philip Rivers
Right, and then Matt Ryan.
and then
No,
Carson
then
Wentz
Carson Wentz, then
and
Matt
then Matt
Ryan.
Ryan. So it's not the quarterback. They're
I don't
just too
think so.
spotty on defense. They have this run of 8 games during the middle of the season for all
And
four of these years,
And it can't be
guaranteed
their
this year.
it can't be their offensive line because Jonathan Taylor's been going off last 3 years.
Well, they got the best run blocker in the game, Quentin Nelson, and they just extended him. But yeah, it's not their run game. I think so. Their defense gets strong in the middle of the season,
Yeah.
and then they start looking like contenders, right? And they
Uh-huh.
just look like they're a quarterback away, right? So then they got Philip Rivers. That didn't pan out. Same thing.
Didn't pan out.
It's the same show. Is Matt Ryan gonna do the same thing as Philip Rivers and Carson Wentz?
I don't know. I've seen so much about this, and I've seen a lot of things about having Matt Ryan on there. I've seen like 3 or 4 videos how Matt Ryan is the type of guy you win Super Bowls with, not Pat Mahomes, which I think is absurd.
Who the hell
I
said
think
that?
I think it's absurd, and because this guy said it, because Matt Ryan stuck his foot in the ground, stayed in the pocket, stepped up in the pocket, and did little side steps to avoid sacks, and then threw a dime. The receiver dropped it, but he threw a dime, and the guy was like, "This is how you win Super Bowls: stepping up in the pocket, staying in the pocket, and viewing your options."
Has that person seen Patrick Mahomes play?
That's a good question.
Dude, like what?
That is a good question. Um, yeah, dude. No, mobile quarterbacks are a thing of now.
Yeah.
They're 100% what can get you there. But at that being said, when you rely on them to for like almost every play, it's not what gets you the Super Bowl.
Right.
I say this knowing that the Ravens and the Cardinals scheme their quarterbacks to run.
Right.
Same with the Bills, but I think Josh Allen is a different kind of beast,
He is definitely a
right?
different beast.
They scheme their quarterbacks to run way too often.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray, I think the Kyler Murray show has been,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
figured him out like
I think
Kaepernick.
at most you should scheme them to run on a little RPO
You got to keep them
once-
guessing, right?
once a quarter.
You don't want
at
them
most
to
once a quarter.
You don't want it to be a coin flip.
Exactly. At most once a quarter. That way it's a change up type of
Exactly.
play.
A changeup. That's what you
But
need.
they do it all the time with Lamar and Kyler.
Oh, yeah.
Bills had like 4 plays in a row last year that he had to do that, and
And then
he got stopped.
Boom, you bring a nickel back in that can keep up, beat him to a corner.
Exactly.
And you keep him on a spy all of a fucking sudden. they're neutralized.
Yeah.
They
So
did it.
when
That's the
when
Colin Kaepernick.
when teams do that, I think it's really dumb, and you're not going to get to a Super Bowl. But when they just do a regular pass play, and the QB doesn't have anything and decides to scramble, and that's where Lamar gets his 20 yards. That's where Kyler Murray
Yep.
goes out, gets 15
Pulls
yards.
it down, right?
Josh Allen goes out, nothing's open, let me scramble to the right, stiff arms a guy to the ground and gets 10 more yards. That's where you get to the Super Bowl, not by scheming them open.
You know where it works all the time is Madden. But it's not Madden, right? Because like in Madden, when you're with Lamar and you recognize man coverage, take off. You're getting 20 yards at least.
Exactly.
Time.
But the problem with Madden is that, of course, it's a computer.
Yeah.
Right? You ever try to go and scramble on man coverage, but the guy's actually playing the line, and then he just gets you for a yard or two behind the line because he sees you go and he just follows.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what everyone on a field, because you got to think like, Madden's cool. I love it. I play it. It's a great game. I think this year took a step up, but the real football it's real people.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So
everybody's not just doing their job. Everybody's trying to make a play.
Exactly.
It's not everybody's
That's the hugest difference.
100%. Everybody's there to be a highlight.
So, yeah, the scheming the quarterback to run, I need to stop. I think it needs to stop. At least the frequency needs to stop.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're good, dude. I did hear all the fucking
That's why we call this the dungeon.
Sweaty, right? Yeah. I brought up a point to you earlier today from the Chiefs.
Okay.
So the Chiefs, if you guys didn't know, their kicker got hurt.
Oh, that's right.
And so they had to put in their safety that played kicker in high school. And this safety kicked a field goal. I don't remember how far, but he made the field goal, which is impressive in itself. Because if I kicked a ball, it'd go fucking left 5 yards.
He kicked a field goal and an extra point in like the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say at extra point it was done, and he did a kickoff. And when he did the kickoff, he drilled it all the way down the field through the post.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
Completely.
But in the predicament that you had your team, and you had a couple let's say a star wide receiver and a star running back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all your quarterbacks get hurt. Terrible game, fucking hurt. The fourth quarter, it's tied. Would you be giving it to just your star running back and just let him just run every game? But then when you do that,
you get at least 8 in the box.
That's what I'm saying. Like the other team just knows. Or are you gonna find one of your third stringers that played QB in high school?
Yeah. And
let them sling it a little bit. Maybe nothing crazy, 20 yards max, but let them sling it. Like, what would you do, Paul?
Okay, so in that situation that we don't have anybody, because what I would be looking for is a Tom Tupa type. Now, Tom Tupa was a punter and the backup quarterback.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a couple of those.
Obviously, that's your first choice. But if you don't have anybody available,
yeah, I'm talking about in the case where the
Denver Broncos,
the only person you got is a person that played football in high school.
So like a Julian Edelman.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. Yeah. Julian Edelman. I want to say there's a running back out there that played.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get creative here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And I'm gonna get my whitest, lankiest guy.
Whitest as in skin color.
Right? I mean, yeah, no, oh yeah, not with a D. Yeah, no.
White,
that'd be cool, right? Because I like fat guy touchdowns, right? You know who doesn't? I want a guard to score, but no, I'd get my whitest, lankiest guy, right? Probably some safety or some
from California.
Yeah, exactly, some Cooper Cup looking motherfucker.
Sure,
because that's automatically gonna scare the defense. Like, oh, they got a secret fucking weapon.
They got a white quarterback. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna put him under center, right? Decoy all day, and then we're just gonna wildcat it down. I think that's the only option. Ooh, now the caveat to that is when we're doing the wildcat, first fucking play, you hike it, drop back, count to 2, and throw it as far as you fucking can.
I was gonna say the same exact thing. I was gonna say I think I would do this. What I would do is I would find the guy that was a high school quarterback that could throw it at least 65 yards.
Yep.
Right, and I would look at him and be like, "Hey, can you outthrow the coverage right now?"
Exactly.
Because all I need you to do
just overthrow everybody.
All I need you to do is drop it 3 or 4 yards in front of the receiver, If he happens to catch it, that's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's a fucking touchdown.
But I need you to keep the defense thinking that you're
that
gonna
he
pass
can
it,
do it.
right? You're gonna do that
You keep your fucking DBs back.
every 8 to 10 plays. You're gonna do that if we have that many. At least once a drive.
Just all go, right?
At least once a drive.
Oh, yeah.
At least once a drive, you're gonna just bomb it, fucking 60, 50 yards,
Just to open it up for
just
your
to open
fucking
it up
yeah.
so they're like, oh, they are gonna pass it, and then once every 4 plays, we'll give you a little 3-yard
just
slant.
a little dink and dunk.
That's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That way they know you're still passing it.
That's the Tebow.
Exactly.
That's
but
the fucking Tebow.
I think that's all you like. That's all you have to do.
That's it. Yeah, I think
Right?
so.
I think anyone that can throw far enough to keep the defense like, oh, we gotta stay back.
Yeah.
We can't just be on.
You keep the safeties taking a step back first.
If a coach can scheme it right, they can still make a drive out of it. Like that's what they do with Tannehill, right?
Yeah. He had a couple.
Maybe not
passes,
this. Maybe not this year,
also
but just previous years.
Not very good.
Oh man, you ready for this?
Yes.
Saquon Barkley's back.
Oh, in a big way too.
Saquon Barkley is back. I wanted to try and say this type of take in last year, but he never really showed it. I watched a podcast called The Pivot, and he actually explained how like when you first kind of get back, from when he did from that injury.
Hamstring, right?
No, I thought it was one of the CLs.
Oh, okay.
His big injury. Yeah, his big injury.
Okay.
Not that he was like he was 100%, but when it finally came to game time, he wasn't like 100% sure.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He didn't 100% trust himself, and it felt. But this year, I watched him play, and this dude broke off so many big runs, and got I think 141 yards.
Yeah, and 2 tutties.
And 2. Yeah. Oh. No, I thought it was 1. I think it's 1 in an extra point.
Okay.
One in a
the
2 point.
2 point. Yeah,
one in a
right,
2 point conversion.
But on that 2 point, he looked like a monster.
Oh, dude.
He got low and deep.
So I think if he keeps this up, he's back in that top 3.
Oh yeah.
He's back in that top 3 spot for sure.
Same with CMC.
I didn't watch too much of the Panthers game. I'll be honest. I just kept seeing highlights of Baker being slightly below average.
Yeah, which is Baker's
Baker's forte.
The B is for Baker, right?
Yeah.
It's a B minus.
Baker. Everyone's talking about how Baker should have came out and played the game of his life because it was a revenge game. The Browns did him dirty, and he came out. And said, I could have sworn somewhere he said he was gonna cream them.
That's what he said. He's gonna come on and kick their ass.
Yeah. And then at the end of the game, his post interview, he said, let bygones be bygones, and I'm just going to keep going forward. I wasn't even thinking of this like that game.
Yeah, he said, I don't know why everybody made it such a big deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his words exactly. And
you know what that was? That was one of those Cam Newton oversized caps. Those fucking Pharrell oversized caps.
It's loser talk because, if he would have won,
that motherfucker would.
He definitely would have been like, I don't know why they let me go. That was a mistake. They really took a sexual predator.
Yeah, right.
The guy that changed your whole franchise around. And I don't like Baker in any sense, but he did do that. So I'll give him credit.
We know who the hell he is. He's the guy that planted the OU flag in the Texas Longhorn. Like, the dude is a talker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He got shut the fuck up is what he got.
Yeah, exactly. Dude really was on the other side of the sideline.
Yeah.
Grabbing his crotch. Just, you want.
Exactly. That motherfucker's now on the hot seat.
100%. Now he's on the list of average quarterbacks that'll bounce around the league.
You know where he's gonna be? He's below Kirk Cousins, especially after this week.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude.
You're right. I don't even know why I thought of. I instantly just thought of like 3 plays I saw Justin Jefferson catch, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, dude. Justin Jefferson
on fire.
And Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are gonna just battle it out for best receiver this year.
Think so?
Oh my God! Every time, like, they were just straight highlight catches from the both of them all game.
Yeah, they were. If Jamar Chase can get his fucking feet down.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, bro! I think there was 2 different plays where he didn't get his feet down, so they didn't count as touches. Tutties.
Well, one was the foot, and then one was an accident. Like, he crossed the goal line, got his feet in, but they counted it as
no. There's 2. There's 2 plays where he should have had a touchdown. But he either put his foot down. I think both times he put his foot down and his toe was on the line.
Right.
Two plays that happened on both sides of the end zone. But I know which one you're talking about. And then he was running laterally.
Clear touchdown. Yeah.
I don't know why he wouldn't just put a foot in the goddamn ground
And just
and
reach the ball
hook
over.
over to the right real
Yeah.
quick, right before the end zone.
Yeah.
But hey, man, if you thought you had it, you didn't. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Exactly. You got to be
Sorry about
undeniable. Yeah. Sorry about it.
it.
You got to be undeniable.
uh, man, football's crazy. There's so many things that we could talk about, honestly. Um,
So let's talk about what we're looking forward to this week.
this week,
Yeah, week 2.
who are the games this week?
All right. So,
Who are you guys playing first?
so we're playing the Saints. The Saints have been looking forward to this. They want to own Tom Brady since we've won the Super Bowl. I've heard Saints players, Saints fans, all around fuck the Saints. Right? That's what I said last week. They're talking about fucking 4-1. They're 4-1 against us, but that one is in the playoffs, right? So they'll win their fucking. I've already predicted they're gonna sweep us again this year, and not even make the playoffs. So I don't get what they're talking about. Like you can't you got to win in the playoffs. You can't be like, oh, we beat you in the regular season. It's like the Indians saying that they beat the Yankees 2 out of 3 times in the regular season. Okay, you haven't fucking made the playoffs in forever.
Mm-hmm.
God,
That's why I'm gonna stand on Raiders are still better than the Chargers because look, they beat us the first time last year too, right? They beat us the first time last year at their home, I believe it was. They beat us the first time this year, but last year when it came to the last game, whoever won got in the playoffs, and they didn't win.
And that's when it counted the most, right?
Exactly.
So you got to win when it counts.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
and the first game. Let's all be honest. This is the exaggeration game.
Yeah.
Something happens, we're all going to take that because we haven't seen football in months.
Right.
So we're thinking this is what it's going to be for the rest of the season. It's not going to be that for the rest of the season.
Definitely
all
not.
right, the perfect example is Aaron Rodgers last year. Dude threw 2 or 3 picks, I don't quite remember.
Mm-hmm.
First game, and Jameis Winston dominated.
Yeah, he threw like 5 touchdowns, right? Something like that.
Yeah. And then the next week, Jameis Winston was garbage.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers won an MVP that year.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that we know about week 1, it's not what the fuck the players are doing or how they are. It's that we're wrong.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we're always going to do. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, man.
So, so my prediction for this week, we lose to the Saints because Jameis always has something to prove to the Bucs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who do you guys got
Saints,
this week?
The Saints are dope, though, because I have Jameis Winston. I think he's a great quarterback. Not when it counts, though.
Well, he tries to play hero ball, and that's his problem.
He does. He's calmed off it a bit lately. Especially now, though, I think that he has less hero ball antics.
Well, we'll see.
And then he has Michael Thomas, which is basically like another Mike Evans, right?
Yeah.
Another big-time receiver. And then instead of another big-time receiver in Chris Godwin, he got Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Which would be great because now he won't have to do hero ball.
Mm-hmm.
He can be like, let's just get the check down to Calvin Kamara.
Right. Yeah.
And then he's good. Although I think Kamara, is he suspended?
I don't know. Did they get Ingram back, or is he on the Dolphins? I think Ingram's on the Dolphins.
I think Ingram is back.
Okay.
For sure, Ingram.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. Melvin Ingram is on the Dolphins.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram. Yeah. No, Evan Ingram.
Evan.
And Ingram is on. Yeah. But I remember there was some kind of drama with Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of charge that happened with him. So I don't know if he's playing right now. I didn't watch that game. I just watched my kicker on fantasy get 18 points for me, and that was lit.
That's that young way.
So.
And the Falcons are the Falcons. So the NFC South is what it is.
Yeah.
If Jameis stays healthy, they can make it a race.
They 100% can make it a race.
But if it comes down to coaching, I think we're the. Wow, this is awesome to say that we're the class of the division as of right now.
Who's your whole division? Say it out. So Saints, Falcons,
the Panthers,
Panthers, and you,
and
the Bucks. Yeah. I think you're top.
Because when it comes down to it, if it's a close game, you have to go to coaching, and Sean Payton is no longer.
Sean Payton is no longer on. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you that at first look for sure, the Bucks are above the Saints, but in my personal opinion, I think the Saints are above the Bucks.
Oh yeah, they're gonna beat us, but it's
again in
it
the
comes
playoffs.
It comes down to them beating everybody else.
Yeah, that's true. Chargers Chiefs play this week.
Oh, Thursday night game. Now that is an awesome Thursday night game. Usually we have Jaguars versus the Colts or something.
Yeah, man.
This Thursday night is a
The
treat.
last Thursday night was great too.
Yes.
Chargers Chiefs. Who do you think is gonna win though? Who you got your who you placing a $1 bet on real quick?
If we're gonna do a dollar bet, man, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, but I'm gonna hope I lose my dollar.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I'd put a $10 bet on the Chiefs.
Yeah, because
Not even just a dollar. I think after what I saw them do, to the Cardinals, bruh.
Pat Mahomes is still that dude.
Even the Chargers defense is crazy. They got crazy
Khalil
pass rush.
Mack, they got
crazy
Joey
pass rush. I saw
Bosa.
my quarterback get eaten, but the Chiefs are something else. And Pat Mahomes did not slow down at all without Hill.
Yeah,
He did not slow down a lick.
it just seems like instead of a person he has to throw the ball to, now he could just throw to the open guy all the time.
Exactly. He could look at Kelsey. Kelsey's not open. Let's go to an open receiver. Instead of going,
And he could
oh,
process
Kelsey's
it.
not open. Is Hill open?
Yeah, and then boom, I'm gone.
And then he's got
no
no time. But now he goes, is Kelsey open? No. Now then he hits progressions.
He goes with his progressions exactly.
But before he would, is Kelsey open? No. Is Hill open? No. And then he would start his progressions, but by then
Yeah.
it's already halfway through the play.
And then when you're watching in week 1, you kind of have to throw it to Hill because he's gonna make a play.
Yeah, right?
Dude, Tua could throw a 50-50 ball and Hill's going to come up with it. He threw an interception and Hill robbed it. He intercepted his own pass. It was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My bad, guys. That was loud, wasn't it? Dude, yeah, it's going to be insane. Game after that, I'm just going to run through the 10 a.m. games.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to talk about those, I'll be honest.
Right.
They're the 10 a.m. games.
The 10 games there, exactly.
Patriots, Steelers, just who you got real quick?
Steelers.
Steelers. Dolphins, Ravens, I got Ravens.
Ooh, that might be a good game, actually. Cause,
I'm not saying it's a bad
I
game.
want to see that. I'll do Dolphins.
They do Dolphins?
Yeah.
Okay. Jets, Browns, right? They just
Gotta be, yeah. Yeah,
Just
because
beat
the Jets are
Panthers.
still the Jets, right?
Yeah. Commanders, Lions.
Lions.
You go Lions?
I'm going to go Lions, dude.
I'm gonna go Commanders, bro.
The Lions. Okay, so the Lions.
I don't think Carson Wentz is good enough, but I think he's good enough.
Right. So who did the Commanders play? They played.
Who they just play?
They played the Jaguars, right?
Yeah, they just
and
played
they
the
squeaked
Jags.
it out.
Yeah.
But the Lions, they
Yeah,
were
they had that-
frisky
They had
against.
that almost comeback.
Yeah. Well, they started out with the lead, and then that was something they didn't do all year last year. Was start out with a lead, and then they made it a game in the second half.
Yeah.
Against the Eagles, who are most people's dark horse this year.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, the Lions can hang. So I'm not going to say they're going to be world beaters, but I think they'll be able to hang with anybody, right? Not beat. Maybe we'll call it like
like a
and
touchdown,
keep it close.
like a two touchdown gap
no. I'll say like within 4 points.
within 4 points.
They can lose by more than a field goal.
More
to
than a field
anybody.
goal, less than
Yeah.
still in one possession. though.
Or how about this?
one possession.
It'll
gap.
be 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
you think they're gonna cover this-
before the other team starts to pull away? They'll make it a good game going into the fourth quarter.
Okay, all right. So they're probably going to cover the spread in your opinion.
I think so. Yeah. If
Okay.
I was a betting man,
That's fair. Colts, Jags. I'm gonna be honest.
I want the Jags to win that. Fuck the Colts now after they're fucking
100%.
acting
Like
stupid.
I had the Colts defense, bro, and they just showed me they aren't a defense. So honestly,
Yeah, just basically off what you did last week, you deserve to lose, right? You didn't get the win or
100%.
the loss.
You're telling me you were what, half a game away from the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They need like one person one person to lose and one person to win.
Yeah,
They would be in the playoffs last year, and you're telling me you lost to who they play?
the Jaguars.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm taking the Jags right there.
yeah, bro. I'm taking Jags. Bucks, Saints.
I think Saints too, but that's just
I like
who
Brady.
I am.
I think it is going to be a good game, but I think
Now if we
Saints.
win, I might be coming in here
Might be
talking about
talking some shit.
some number one seed type shit.
Panthers, Giants. I got Giants, dude.
Giants, Saquon.
Giants. Yeah,
Saquon's just gonna run
100%.
again unless he gets hurt.
But you could give that literally the same exact notion on CMC. Yeah, they're both high.
1 and 1A in fucking if he's healthy, they're winning.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think Saquon has less of a chance of getting hurt, but it's still high.
Mm-hmm.
But they're both great quarterbacks. But Christian McCaffrey is just a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I guess with skill comes injury.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Okay. So the only reason I would give Christian McCaffrey the edge is his ability to catch, to soak up
catch.
anything.
I mean, Saquon had the one-handed fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
by the nose of it last year.
Yeah.
You remember that one behind
Mhm.
his back and shit?
But CMC could run routes because his dad was a all pro.
Yeah, he
Like,
can run.
you
some
know the
routes,
dude could
dude.
fucking like he
You
could
know
line
what?
up on
You
the
know what?
outside and
You know
burn
what
your
just
guy.
popped in my mind that sold me on CMC being so much better is that play where he basically gets flipped upside down, puts his hand on the ground,
yes,
touches his forehead, but doesn't let his knees touch his shoulders, and then keeps on running after he pushes himself up with one hand.
bro. I hated that man when he played for Stanford. The dude ran all over USC for fucking 3 years, man.
All right, let's continue. Falcons, Rams, right? Right.
Yeah, you got to
I
get
think
right.
I think Falcons are gonna give him a run for their money in the first
Right
three
now,
quarters.
yeah, because they did that same thing to the Saints, right? They
Exactly,
came out and punched them in the
exactly.
mouth.
I think Falcons are going to give them a run for their money in the first two quarters, maybe the first two and a half.
Yeah. Now, okay, so here's a question: if the Rams lose, are we going to start panicking? Do the
I'm not going to start
Oh,
panicking.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
a
no,
Rams
no.
fan.
But I'm saying, talking about all our
Rams
brand new
are
Rams fans with their brand new jerseys showing up to Buffalo Wild Wings on
Yeah.
week 1.
Are they going to start hopping to the
They're
Bills?
gonna, yeah, exactly. Yup, then we're gonna
They're
start
gonna
seeing
start-
some Bills jerseys.
After week 2, I would say depends how it loses.
Right.
If they lose because they can't get shit started, right? They're just
Right.
three
If
and
they
outs.
keep trying to force it to Cooper Cup.
Yeah, they're just 3 and outs and they're punting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, panic,
Mhm.
100% panic. If it's fumbles and interceptions, in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm like, we just gotta clean that up and we're good.
Yeah, because
Right.
here in LA, the media is not as bad as in New York. New York, they'll throw you in the trash after one bad week. LA, they'll give you a chance here.
By the way, Falcons Rams is the first 1 o'clock game. As
Okay,
far
so
as
we're
East,
into the 1 o'clock?
as West Coast. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, because it's gonna be here.
yeah.
Damn, Rams get 2 home games.
I think so. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
On to it next. Seahawks 49ers division game.
Dang, and then
49ers, right? Like
it should be. It should
it
be.
should be after
But
this.
the 49ers should have beat the Bears.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
lose to the Bears?
Yeah, the Bears, man.
Trey Lance.
I mean, okay.
They picked.
I'll give him that rain game. The
third
rain game.
overall.
The rain game, dog.
Yeah, it's got to be. But isn't
I
Trey
think-
Lance a mobile quarterback?
Yeah. I
If
don't-
you're a mobile
I don't-
quarterback,
Look, man, I'm not a 49er fan, so I don't have a lot of arguments for this.
your family's got 49er fans, huh?
I'll ask them.
Yeah, yeah. Because at the draft party at the Buffalo Wild Wings, man, your cousins that are both in the league.
Yeah, both my cousins, both 49ers fan. One guy, Chamorro, I think is
Yeah,
his
the
team
Chamorro
name.
Warriors.
Yeah, I think he's 49ers fan.
He picked. Did you see his team? He's got nothing but Rams. He's got 5 Rams on his team,
What?
including the defense.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now,
impressive,
when you're
though.
playing fantasy, it's a mistake to draft that many players on one team.
Yeah, 'cause what are you
not
gonna-
just about the bye week, but
I was
like
gonna say, what
somebody's
do you-
got to go off, right?
Yeah.
Not
I'm checking
everybody's
this out
going
because
off.
like that's hard to believe.
Yeah, pull him up, dude. Pull up Chamorro
Oh.
Warriors.
What?
Yeah, because me and him were talking the whole time, and I was like, I don't know if I was doing it subconsciously, but he kept saying, "Oh, I'll go against my judgment. I'll go against," and then he just kept drafting Rams, dude.
I'll go. So I mean, how many people can you? Because he doesn't have Henderson. Does he have Cam Akers?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he has Cup.
he had in his first pick.
It wouldn't be surprised if he has the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stafford too.
Pull him up. I don't think he has Stafford.
I got him right here. He does have Stafford.
He does have Stafford.
All right, you ready? So this is his whole team. I'm gonna try and save all the Rams for the end.
Can I just play him every week?
I'm gonna go through all the non-Rams players, and then we'll go to the Rams. Lamar Jackson, good pick.
That's a good pick.
guy.
That is a good pick.
Austin Eckler, Mike Evans,
Love those picks.
yeah, Goddard from the Eagles.
Dallas Goddard, yeah.
Yeah. Defense is the 49ers.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he stayed home with that.
Yeah, he stayed Homer with that. Robbie Gold for his kicker, Homer
Mhm.
pick. Stafford, not Stafford. I didn't say that. Van Jefferson
He was a Ram. Is he a Ram?
He's currently a Ram.
Okay, so we got a Ram.
That's another Ram. Okay, so that's the.
Let's go through the Rams. How many Rams?
Hold on. There's two more that aren't Rams. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Michael Thomas.
Those are good picks. Everybody else is not a Ram.
Picks. You ready for the Rams? So he's got Rams defense.
Mm-hmm.
Higbee.
2.
Van Jefferson.
3.
Matthew Stafford.
4.
So funny, bro. Cam Akers.
5 Rams, dude. You gotta spread it out. You know, low key, bro. I think he might be a Rams fan.
You think he might be?
Well, he lives in L.A. You know, they just come. Might as well get himself a Rams jersey, huh?
I think I don't think he's a Rams fan. I think he's a borderline, a bandwagon though.
He's let's call it like okay, so remember back in the day when people would dress gay and they called it metrosexual? He's a ramsexual? Yeah, ramsexual.
Ramsexual? I think realistically, if you're looking at it, he's looking at his season, and in the off season, he's like, I wish I was a Ram fan. That's what he's saying.
He wants that Super Bowl.
He doesn't. He's not. He's a 49ers fan, and he'll stay loyal because he's loyal like that. But he's like, I wish I was a Rams fan. Kind of like if you're like with a girl, and you're like, man, I'm with her, but I wish I could fuck you.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's know.
And we're playing fantasy, so you
100%.
fantasize.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect, man. It's perfect. Oh, that's crazy. This man has 5 of the same team. I'm fucking psyched out by my own.
Yeah, let's go with the matchups real quick, okay? Because this is a fantasy cast. We're playing fantasy. Nobody's gonna listen to this, but people that know us.
Guys.
So let's go.
Let's just go between the two of us.
All right. So who do you got?
I got so
not your team. Who are you playing, and who do they have? Let's go matchups. Like play your matchups.
Okay. Hold on. I'm on the wrong week right now. This is gonna
week 2, right? So far, I want to go ahead and shout out fucking Bills Mafia 42. God damn.
Oh yeah, dude, he's highest scoring of the thing, right?
Yeah, he
130 by 30 points too.
He murked me. I played him, and unless there's injuries, I don't see him losing. He's got Pat Mahomes, he's got Justin Jefferson, he's got Saquon Barkley. Right there, that's 100 points. They all 3 scored over 30 points. Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous. Yep. Our league is not a PPR league. We're not getting you a 90 in the 90 range is a high scoring game.
Yeah, that's a high score game for us.
This guy got 130.
All right, so you guys got to understand we have the QB, only one running back and one wide receiver. I think it's crazy that we only have one wide receiver.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, one running back, one wide receiver, and a flex.
Not even a true flex.
It's just running back, wide receiver.
Running back, wide receiver, the tight end, defense, and kicker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of every position and one kind of flex, which I feel like it could be a little bit bigger, but I don't like the PPR leagues. I'll be honest.
Because it's just points on points. Yeah.
And if you get a running back that gets 30 touches but 30 yards, that's still 30, like almost 30 points, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because of the touches.
Yeah, because of the touches.
Mm-hmm.
So when I learned about that in PPR, I was like, dude, that PPR is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's really just to make yourself feel better by having a lot more points.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think this is a lot more accurate because you're only getting points if they're doing something.
Yeah, exactly right. I like this league. I like the way the points are spread out.
I like the way the IR this year.
Yeah, the IR. I just moved Elijah Mitchell to the IR today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you see that? Yeah. I can't figure out how to go on to week 2, so we're just gonna skip past that. Sorry.
We'll skip past that for you. I'll pull it up. Go ahead. If you got any advertisements you want to read.
So this broadcast is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. If you're trying to lose weight, drink Michelob, but don't eat dinner.
There you go.
You'll get fucked up, and you'll still have low calories. It'll be great. It's for the parties. It's for the chillin'. It's for the weight loss. Drink Michelob. You got it up yet?
Ah, damn it. It's only week. What the hell is that?
I was telling you, I couldn't figure it out.
That is weird.
So I think we should just go on. Maybe we'll bring it up next week.
Well, let's talk trash about somebody's team then.
Well, we still got a few teams to go through on the next week real quick. Hold on. Let's finish up this. We're almost done. Bengals, Cowboys.
Bengals,
yeah.
100%. Dak's gone.
Yeah.
It's not Dallas's year anymore.
Yeah.
And you know what? Okay. And here's another one. So, my cousin's baby's mama, her dad.
It's a lot of links.
Yeah, it's a lot of, but he has like the sickest setup to watch TV, and I wanted to go over there for week 1 because the Cowboys were
Cowboys
playing
fan?
the Bucks. Yeah, he's a hardcore Cowboys
Oh, so
fan.
now you can't go there for the rest of the season.
No. I wanted to go for week 1, but I thought we were gonna lose, and I didn't want to be mad at this dude's
Oh,
house.
that's fair. That's fair.
But now, I just want to go. I want to go watch football over there because Cowboys are not gonna win a fucking game, dude. And I'm just gonna talk shit,
So
son.
you can rely that he's like not gonna be able to talk shit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good. Yeah, that's a good deal, man. That's a good
So
deal.
next free Sunday I'm going over there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully no one listens to this in our fantasy and tries to pick them up, but I'm picking up the Bengals against Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean that's the new
waiver wire.
streamer right now, at least.
Yeah, dude,
because
I
they've
think-
got shit for wide receiver and shit for a fucking quarterback.
And
that can
Bengals
get them.
defense is what kept them in the game most recently. So
Yeah,
we're gonna keep that going. Texans Broncos.
I mean,
country.
fuck. All right, so yeah, right. Let's ride, but fuck, I want to go. I'm gonna stick with fucking Russell because I think he can put it together still.
The same, yeah.
But the Texans, they got out to a 17-point lead against
And then tied it.
against the Colts,
And
and
then
then
tied
got tied. Right. So are we on the downward trend? Lovie Smith is a defensive quarterback coach.
Yeah.
So
Who is the Texans quarterback right now? Do you know?
the guy with the long neck, Mills.
Oh yeah, Mills. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going Broncos. I think somehow Seahawks pulled off a great game and they looked like
Yeah.
a good team, even though I feel like they aren't, but they looked like a good team last week. So I think the Broncos can beat a halfway decent team, which
Right.
is which is what the Texans look like.
So yeah. So, but I don't see like a blowout, and it
I don't see a
really-
blowout, maybe 2 scores max.
Now I panicked. I saw Mahomes and motherfucking Bills quarterback Josh Allen get taken off the board,
So
and
quick,
so I
and
went.
you-
I
yeah.
went 3rd round quarterback, and I got scared of Tom Brady, and I went
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, and I think I might have fucked my season.
Well, grabbing Tom Brady wouldn't have done you no favors this
No,
week. He only got 14
not week
points.
1. I got Burrow as my backup, who, after throwing 4 picks, still scored more points than fucking Russell Wilson on his revenge tour.
Yeah, man. That shit is shit's wild out here right now. Week 1 is fucking wild.
All right, so who do we have?
Bears, Packers.
Oh, this might be a good one. Is that a Sunday night game? Is that the Sunday night game?
No. Yes.
Yeah, Sunday night game.
Yes.
Okay, so
Bears, Packers.
So Bears
Sunday
got
night.
some confidence. They're feeling frisky. They just beat a fucking NFC Championship contender in the 49ers.
Sorry. Keep going.
Packers, like I said
They're just-
last week.
I mean,
it
Aaron
doesn't
Rodgers
seem
has-
like he's in.
He
it
basically
doesn't
has
seem-
SpongeBob to throw to at this point.
Yeah, he ain't got shit to throw to, and his heart's not in the game. He's calling his receivers out,
Yeah, 100%.
and I mean, you saw it. They're dropping passes. He dropped it in the bucket.
You know what? You know what? I think the Packers have to bring back this year. It's just 100% run game. They
Yeah.
got 2-star running backs. Just throw Aaron Rodgers in there. In the next 3 days, teach him how to block.
Get him hurt because his collarbone's fucking good to go.
Get him ready. Teach him how to block, and just have him block for AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones because they're both great. The only time he should be throwing the ball is to throw it to Aaron Jones. And
Right, just screens and flat routes.
screens, flats, and just like check downs.
Yeah.
But the whole time you're checked into only that route is the check
So
down.
what we want is Aaron Rodgers to be Geno Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he could win a game
Just
like
protect
that.
the ball and don't turn it over.
Yeah. Which he already does, but at this point, also,
He does not turn it over. That's damn true.
I would
Oh,
say
he threw his first pick against the NFC North in what, 3 years?
3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Protect the ball, don't turn it over. He already does those, but I would add on top, don't look at a receiver past 10 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say that. That
'Cause
way,
they're not going to catch it.
yeah, exactly.
They're not catching it.
And don't throw a bullet.
So, yeah. Who do we got Monday night?
We got 2 people. We got a doubleheader Monday night.
Doubleheaders. It's a week 2, huh?
It's tragic though because they're an hour apart, so you're gonna have to pick one
Oh.
to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sucks. We got
Do
Titans
we
Bills.
gotta wait? Hold on. Oh, I like that, but do we get a return of Sergio Dip, Mister Time of his life? All right, go ahead.
Sergio Tip. Titans Bills at 4:15 p.m. A little early.
Oh, 4:15 West Coast.
Yeah, for our
Oh,
time.
holy
Yeah,
shit! And that's Buffalo's
Buffaloes
Titans.
and Titans.
That's not a bad matchup.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And then Vikings Eagles an hour later.
You know what? I think the Vikings Eagles game is going to be better
I do
than
think it's gonna be
the
better.
Bills because the Titans they just
But
found
what's
out that losing AJ Brown is going to cost them because who do they have at receiver?
for Vikings?
No, I'm talking about the
They
Titans against the
Titans?
Bills. Who do they have at receiver?
Oh man. Oh man, who do
Right?
they did it?
Humphreys. They have Humphreys who was the old slot back at the Bucks.
Who do they have? What?
Yeah,
Because they don't got Julio no more. That's on your
that's
team.
right. Yeah,
AJ Brown. That's on
It's
the
the
Eagles.
Eagles.
That's going
they don't
against
got
them.
no ones. They got Derrick Henry, so they're stacking the box. The Bills don't got to worry about shit.
Is that why Derrick Henry did so bad this week? You think?
They ain't got nobody else
Ain't
to
got
fucking
no,
open up
ain't,
the
ain't
field.
got no threat.
I mean, usually you could stack the box against him, but if you could start off and like knock him on his ass, get him
Which
scared
they
to run
did
through the
this-
hole. Yeah.
They did this week. I am gonna look that up.
Who the fuck is on the? Do you remember drafting anybody on the Titans? Do you remember looking at anybody on the Titans?
I didn't even look at no one.
Right?
On the Titans, bro.
Who the fuck do they even have? Who's their tight end? They don't got shit. Because NFL's a league of ones, man.
Oh,
if you're not
shit.
a number one, it's a fucking drop off.
Who? Oh no, bro.
Who's their number one?
Oh,
Who's
no.
not number one, but their number?
No. This is terrible. I'm gonna say 5 names right now.
Okay,
You're gonna recognize maybe one.
the one I already said.
No,
Oh, he's not even on there.
you didn't say. Well, who did you say?
Humphreys.
Nope.
No, he's not even on there.
He's not even on there. I'm gonna tell you these 5 people that Google brought me. You might recognize one because I think I recognize his name. I don't remember who he's on.
Okay.
This. Traylon Burks,
Don't know that name.
Kyle Phillips,
I don't know. Maybe.
Cody Hollister,
Nah.
Nick Westbrook.
What are we? That sounds like Brick Westbrook. Okay, so let's get him out of here.
And our last one, this is the one I think you might know, is Robert Woods.
Oh yeah, Robert Woods. Okay, yeah, I know him. He was on the Rams. He was a USC.
Yeah. Who's the number one?
Robert
there?
Woods is
Robert
like
Woods is the
a
number.
3.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that
Holy
Robert Woods is the
shit.
number one? So.
Oh yeah, Titans
all
they're in
Titans
trouble,
guys-
man.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is bad, bro.
God
This is
damn
bad
it,
for
who's,
the Titans.
who's their
I
coach?
probably should have looked at this before I drafted Derrick Henry.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
Hindsight is 2020, right?
100%. 100%.
Holy shit! Yeah, they're in trouble, man. They're not getting that. They're not winning that division. Well,
Oh, I would love to say that too, but last year I said the same
and
thing.
it's AFC South.
Who's in the AFC South?
The Colts.
Colts. Yeah, okay, they're beating the Colts.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no faith in the Colts.
Yeah, and that's the only team that would give them any contention because it's the Texans, the Colts, and
Texans.
the Jaguars.
I mean, they're still winning the South.
Yeah, they're winning the South, but they're one and done. They're losing
they're-
wild card weekend.
They're 100%. They're winning the South, but it's gonna look like last year or the year before when the Giants won. their
At
division.
like 7 and 9.
And
yeah.
and they had a losing record and won. Wow, I did not realize that.
Okay, and then that Minnesota Eagles game that one's intriguing right there. Because
That is very
the Eagles,
intriguing.
The Eagles got something cooking.
Devontae Smith and AJ Brown
Mm-hmm.
to rival,
Juddy
Jay Jets
and Thielen.
and Thielen.
So we're gonna have an air
is
show on Monday night, and I'm gonna
100%.
tune in for it.
Is it, who's
Cousins
the
and
thing about this? I think that Dalvin Cook is actually going to be the key
Mhm.
to Vikings
Yeah,
because he is leagues better than the Eagles running back.
Miles Sanders.
Exactly. Miles Sanders, good player, I think still.
Yeah, so I picked him
deserves
up.
number one and deserves to be like a franchise running back.
In our league, he
Dalvin
was
Cook is-
he was available for free agency, and I picked him up over. And I say picked him up because I'm getting him because I have the first pick.
Yeah.
So
First, I thought you had second.
No, I have
No, you had first
first.
because you had
I
the
have
10th.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was the last pick in the
Oh,
draft, so
tripping.
I
Yeah.
get. So I'm taking Miles Sanders to spell Elijah Mitchell for me, and I took him over Cordell Patterson strictly because Cordell Patterson is playing against the Rams.
Yeah, I would wait till next week for Patterson pickup.
But somebody's gonna pick him up. He scored 19 points
Yeah, he
on
did.
free agency.
That he did, man. That he did. Oh, I'm so torn. Oh, I guess we can get on the fantasy part of this football. How much time are
Well,
we
that's
at?
what we're doing. I mean, we mix it in. We're at an hour.
Oh yeah we got some time.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so torn, man, because week one is of course exaggeration, and you can't get away. Even though you know it's an exaggeration of everything you're thinking is not true, and you got to wait at least till week 3 for it to
Yeah.
be true. It's so hard not to change
Yeah.
my draft because I have Henry.
Yeah.
My second overall pick, I have Henry.
Do you okay? So do you steer the? Do you want
He only
to
got-
stay the course, or do you want to start overcorrecting? That's the problem.
That's exactly like. Do you want to start aiming to the left because there was one gust of wind,
Yeah.
right? But nothing after that,
Mhm.
or man, do you want
Yeah.
to keep aiming straight and thinking there's no gusts of wind?
Right now,
So-
if you stay the course and you win, you got the balls in the heart of a champion, right?
Yeah, 100%. You got look anyone that goes like okay for tomorrow. Let's bring him exactly because he had Cam Akers, 0 points,
Right. Exactly.
3 touches,
and
0 yards.
We got into a discussion.
We'll go on about
Okay.
this in a second. 3 touches, 0 yards. So which means he's not getting the ball like a number one. He
Right.
might be number one on the draft
Mhm.
on there, but he's not getting the ball. So does he think, oh, it's just because the first week keep him there?
Right. Exactly.
Right?
What's tomorrow going to do?
If he keeps him there, gets like 22 points out of Cam Akers next week, that man's a fucking legend.
Right,
because,
exactly.
like-
Because if you stay the course on a guy that got 0, that's balls on the table,
that
right?
that is like
That's
I know
straight up balls
I
on the
know
table.
I know this player.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got an argument earlier of depth
The
chart
depth chart, right?
versus
Yeah.
how they're used.
Right, because your number one is the number one on the depth chart to me,
Yeah.
and a number one to you. They're both arguments are solid
Yeah, 100%.
because number one is the guy
Because-
that fucking
because-
produces.
Yeah. Not even that produce. Okay, so my argument is less who produces more. Like if they both had 10 touches and one had 100 yards and one had 50 yards, but say it's Kareem Hunt and Chubb,
Mhm.
right? They both had 10. Hunt had 100 yards. Chubb had 50 yards, but Chubb was slated as the number one. I'm like, well, they gave him equal chances.
Right.
I'd say he's still the number one. But the difference is that Henderson got more touches, a lot more touches, I think, too.
So check this out. All right, here's my prediction for tomorrow, because he has Cam Akers in there at his flex,
Still,
scoring 0. No, he had for week 1,
Okay.
scoring 0 points. While Clyde Edwards-Helaire had almost 20 points on his bench.
oh that hurts. That
He
hurts.
still won though.
I mean,
Whoever
that hurts
the
like
hell
how-
team miscreants scored 50 points.
that
Aaron
hurts-
Rodgers got
that hurts like for me because like Derrick Henry got like 8 or 9 points, and Kareem Hunt on my bench had 18 and a half or something.
That's
like
a
that.
win right there for you.
So, but okay, so this is why I think Henderson, while he might not be number one on the depth chart that we can see, is actually the number one in the team.
Oh yeah,
Akers got 3 touches.
3.
Henderson got 13.
Yeah. So what the
So
fuck?
10 more. If it was like
Okay.
Akers got 3, Henderson got 5, I'd be like, nah, he's still the number one,
Now-
Akers. But 10 more touches.
I also don't remember this. Are we looking at? Is he getting touches on draw plays on third down? Like is he in there to block for passing downs and then getting the ball
I'd have to
on a draw?
rewatch that game. Honestly,
Right, that's what
to
I'm
see
saying.
what
Like,
he was getting,
because
but
that'll get you more touches, right? On a
I don't
third and
remember a
long,
lot of-
where it's not makeable.
Do you remember
or
a lot
was
of-
he in there in the fourth quarter where they're just like, "Fuck it, let's get out of here," trying to run the clock out because they were getting the shit kicked out of them. They're not trying to score again.
yeah,
So, I mean, is he eating up garbage yards?
he might be eating up garbage yards in like the second half.
So, like,
Which is-
it's still so.
But-
Tomorrow has
but-
to make that decision. I mean, obviously, you could take him out because he's got Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That being said, though, and I know obviously this is a passing team. They only had 16 attempts from their top 2 running backs.
Yeah,
which is
that's
so
you
little.
can't win. You're not going to win a Super Bowl like that.
No, absolutely not. But even in the first half, Akers should have more than 3 touches, and they weren't trailing until the second half.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. Yeah,
So
so yeah. So maybe he
so
was getting stuffed up and they just moved away.
I did see.
And then
So
the
I did.
third and longs is where he got
I
his
did
bread
see
and
one
butters.
play. I can't judge everything. I think
Okay.
there's probably multiple plays like this. They said that they wanted to see more urgency out of Cam
Akers.
Akers.
Okay.
What that translates to me is we want you to try harder,
Yeah.
right?
Right,
We
yeah.
want you to try harder, put a little more on the line. And I say this because there's a play where he was supposed to at least, I would imagine, check or pick up the blitz, and he took 2 steps towards the blitzer. It looked like he saw him and then said nope and
Oh.
went out to the flat without blocking him.
Like, throw it to me.
Yeah,
And
instead,
the quarterback
yeah.
is looking down the field.
Yeah, 100%. And so I think they're kind of looking at things like that. Probably maybe how he picks the ball up or gets to the ball. Possibly how he's sitting in the flat if he's really like just ready to go all the time. I can't tell you. I'd have to watch the game over again. But they said more urgency, and after seeing that play, I was like, I understand why.
All right, so as we're a fantasy cast, we're obviously going to talk about our fantasy teams, and obviously we'll send this to our fantasy team, our fantasy league. So
We want to put the link in the.
yeah, obviously.
Let's do it.
But also,
let's do it after the waiver wire.
well, first off, let's shit on somebody real quick.
Okay, so first, I want to give a special shout out to my sister's boss. He's a Vikings fan,
Oh,
right? And I just want to say right now, the Vikings, if you guys didn't have Justin Jefferson, you would have lost every game in the last 2 years right now.
just about.
Yeah.
Now, is it Justin Jefferson or Kirk Cousins getting him the ball?
Ooh, I see what you're saying. I would say Justin Jefferson because
The man
no,
he gets Alabama open.
exactly.
That dude gets
he gets college open, man.
Mhm.
And whether it's through speed or routes or both, probably both.
Both.
I have seen Kirk Cousins like on just a regular
Yeah.
crossing route, he like overthrows them, man.
And then
I'm like, how do you
Jetta
overthrow
gets
a
it.
crossing route? A
Yeah.
crossing route, dog. You see 10 yards, throw it 10 yards. You just got to pace it right. And he paced the ball perfectly, but put it like 5 yards above his head. And he's
Yeah.
done this to Thielen, too, in the end zone.
Mhm.
A few years ago, there was a mic
he
up.
makes highlight catches.
So I think if you guys were just rocking without Thielen, without Jefferson, like I really hope you guys never have both of them hurt.
Yeah.
You get losing the game.
Because, I would like to shit on Minnesota fans, but you can't.
You
right?
can't, man.
The only time you could really shit
yeah.
on them is because the best player in their history abuses kids. And that's the only bad thing you could say about them is that you could beat the fuck out of kids and still run for 200 yards
And if the
break
I mean, if
2,000
the
yards after blowing your knee
if
out.
the kid went and took the pancake mix and dropped it on the floor,
Then you don't get your ass whipped, right?
Yeah.
Fucking learn,
yeah, come on.
right?
Like I'm not saying advocate beat kids,
But sometimes,
but
if
it's
you're gonna
not a
beat your
terrible
kid,
idea.
Yeah.
every once in a while.
and you make them pick their own switch. And if it's not big enough, you beat them harder.
You, yeah, man. I never.
That's
had
the
to
only
do that.
bad thing I can say about the Vikings.
I
That's,
never had to do that.
yeah,
man.
that's the only bad thing I can say about the Vikings.
Yeah. You know what I will say about the Vikings, man, is that that Kirk Cousins dude, too fucking pretty, man. He's a good looking dude. I don't think you're supposed to be that good looking as a
But he's
football player.
Jehovah Witness looking good though. He's like dead behind the eyes, good looking. Like he's like, man, he's like a little too weird into Jesus. The
Oh.
dude does the Provo float. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I realized though is that I'm surprised this is coming from you because I'm the offensive guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if I couldn't find nothing bad. But dude, their defense the last few years.
I mean, the purple people eaters, man. They've always had the NFC North, all like Bears, Packers. They've always had
Who's the
good,
third one?
Lions.
Packers,
We'll just
Lions?
go ahead.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Their defense is better than their offense, right? But
But that's not saying
Yeah.
they're good.
yeah. So we'll say NFC
Yeah,
North
the
is the league of defense.
Yeah, defense is not good in the NFC North. Yeah, no, dude, the Minnesota. If you guys had a good defense, it'd be a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Whole different. Yeah. What we got next?
Okay, so I
what
wanna
team are
move
you
on.
gonna go to?
Well, I'm gonna move off an NFL team, and I want to shit on The miscreants
fantasy team.
here. 51 points in week one. All
Miscreants.
right.
I think that's my. Yo, I think he came in last year
He
too.
did. He ended up. That's Carlos. He
Well,
came in.
second last.
He came in second to last to me.
Yeah.
I came up.
You had
I
a
pulled up
slight
the rear.
excuse.
Well, excuses are like assholes, and they're made of tissue paper. Anyways, 51 points in week one. All right, Aaron Rodgers. You got to draft Aaron Rodgers, but his heart's not in it. Okay, see that. 5 points. Christian McCaffrey. That was his first pick. That's a good pick if he's healthy.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
Alvin Kamara
Hold on.
is not suspended.
I can't deny that you just like it felt like you just slipped right past Aaron Rodgers. This man had
five fucking points.
he had 5.95 points.
Yeah.
Understand, he didn't have a single passing touchdown. All right, he had negative run yards, an
How many sacks did he
interception, and a fumble.
Oh, that's a fumble. So he had
So-
5 points.
He had 5 points. He didn't even get past 200 in yards. And this is what we're talking about when he has no receivers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going. I just wanted to make sure everyone understood how bad Rodgers did last week. He looked like Jameis Winston before he got on the
You got
Saints.
Tyreek Hill.
He got a cool 10, a nice clean 100
That's
yards.
his highest score, right? No. Christian McCaffrey with 11.7. My goodness. Like,
Yeah. When did he?
if these guys can all go off,
That's the
but
thing.
none
yeah.
of them did.
And you know what? Christian McCaffrey, that's a touchdown dependent score too.
Yep.
He only got let me look at this.
33
50
yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, 50,
Most of his yards are coming from receiving.
57 yards.
Yeah.
He got less than 60 yards, less than 6 points basically in yards, which is when you look at your players, you always want the bulk of their points to come in yards because you can rely on them the next game and the next game to be there still.
Yeah.
It's hard when you get a running back that has like 4 touchdowns in a game, like Leonard Fournette last year, and you know that's not going to happen again. So to be like he just needs a touchdown is a hard thing to say.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because touchdowns aren't easy to come by. So my prediction for this week from Team Miscreants is that we're going to see Dallas and special defense and special teams on the waiver wire. He's dropping them.
The defense?
I think he's dropping them. He's picking somebody else
You
up.
think so?
Oh, dude! Of all the team, everybody else here can go. Everybody else here can score
honestly,
points.
yeah. And he has dude, I feel so bad with this dude.
Right, because he's got.
Because
look at the team. The squad is
Rodgers,
guys. Dude. He's got dudes.
McCaffrey, Kamara, Hill, Ertz, and then on his bench, Elliott, Marquise Brown, Tua, Mike Williams. Like, dude, all these guys that are
He's
good
got
players,
dudes, man.
superstar
He's
players.
got fucking dudes. So
They
if he's
just did-
he's making a move, he's making a move at
the,
defense.
the same thing happens. You could look at Bills Mafia
Mm-hmm.
this week. All his players went off. That could happen to
yeah.
miscreants.
That can, yeah.
So, but I do think I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas defense goes because what's going to happen is it's going to be defensive games for them,
Yeah.
which
Not,
is all they got now,
mm-hmm.
right? Because they don't have any offense.
Yeah.
They got Elliott and Pollard, but if everyone knows that that's your first choice,
Yeah.
there's going to be
But
not
they're-
eight,
but
maybe
they're
not
gonna be
8 in the
losing
box,
games
but 7.
21-17. They're not going to give up a shit ton of points.
Yeah, it won't be
But,
no.
yeah.
I don't think it'll be any like 40-point blowouts,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll always be above 20.
Yeah. And last year their defense was predicated on turnovers.
Yeah,
And if
yeah, it
you're
was
not
with
playing-
Trevon Diggs.
and,
Yeah.
and that was because they were able to play with the lead. If you're not playing with the lead, you could be more careful with the ball.
Yeah.
Or if you're playing with the lead, you could be more careful with the ball.
Yeah, I think I remember like the first 10 games or something. The only games they won was a game where Trevon Diggs
Had a pick. Yep,
yeah.
Exactly.
So
So that was our loser of the week.
yeah,
Was Team Miscreants.
team.
My goodness, you had a good draft, you had a squad,
Yeah,
and you scored the lowest.
crazy. I want to bring up this point because we argued about it for a bit.
Mhm.
Was dynasty teams. So you're okay. Your defense, and this is definitely a past view.
Uh-huh.
And I don't deny that is a past view, but it's no longer a view
Right.
of you need at least 3 touchdowns with the same general players.
Championships.
I said touchdowns. three Super Bowl wins with the same general players, right? Of course, that's what
Or the
makes the
same team,
dynasty.
yeah, yeah. Like
Well, no, no,
three.
not the same team. I'd say the same players ish.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the
There you
same
go. Yeah,
exact ones, but like your same top
yeah. The
fives.
same squad. Yeah.
Yeah, the same top five players, right?
Hmm.
To have three Super Bowl wins, is that
That would be
that makes
that's
a
a dynasty.
dynasty?
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that anymore,
Right.
right? Because maybe, prior to 2010, I'll say, going on like a Super Bowl run where you get two or more was much easier. Much not easier, much more possible
There's 30 teams that could do it every year.
to go on a three Super Bowl run.
There's 30 teams that could win a Super Bowl every year. It hasn't changed.
What?
It's how was it easier before than it is now?
I think you're misunderstanding. Teams now get lucky. Like there are teams now that win a Super Bowl that get lucky. Right? They get to the Super Bowl and they have like that 1 year
Hmm.
got lucky
Okay.
this year.
All right.
Right?
So let's go with Eagles beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Okay. Would you get dynasty out of that?
No.
Okay.
No.
But
Abs-
they went to the NFC Championship for 2 years before that.
But then they hit the Super Bowl and then do what? What do they do after the Super Bowl?
They exploded the team.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
So now, if you want to talk teams
So-
that can
so-
fit into your category,
You
be-
do know my category, right? So
Yeah.
I would put it up into like a 4 year after 4 years.
yeah.
After 4 years. And this is what has to happen in these 4 years. One of them, Super Bowl win,
uh-huh.
right? In those other 4 years, there has to be another
appearance,
appearance in the Super Bowl.
and then you're constantly playing to get to the Super Bowl,
Right.
right?
On those other two that you didn't get to the Super Bowl,
You're at
AFC
least,
Championship at least
So you're
at
talking
there.
you're talking Chiefs, right? Chiefs.
Yeah,
You were going to call them
exactly,
a dynasty,
Chiefs.
right? Okay.
I would say the Chiefs. I would say if the Rams go to the AFC Championship this year, I would call them a dynasty. Only because the only thing that's really changed with them is Goff to
Right.
Stafford, which is a huge change.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, but Donald's the same. Cooper Kupp was with Goff, right?
Yeah.
Right. So their defense and their offense hasn't changed too much. Granted, their QB has changed a lot. So
Yeah.
I would
And that's the
tentatively, I would tentatively call them a
A
dynasty.
dynasty. Okay. And now here's my rebuttal. I'm a diehard Dodgers fan.
Yeah,
Right?
I got it.
My Dodgers. This is going to be the 10th year in a row of making the playoffs. We're
Okay,
in the playoffs constantly.
gotcha.
Everybody knows if you're going to win the World Series, you got to beat the Dodgers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been to the World Series 3 times and have won one.
Okay.
We've gotten cheated out of one, and we
This is the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not calling this a dynasty. This is the greatest time in my Dodgers fan memory in my life. This is the greatest.
no, I
and
agree.
This year, if we don't fucking win the World Series, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Do you do you know your record right off the top of your head right now?
Right now, yeah, we're at 96 wins.
And
Fucking know the losses, bro. What the fuck? What are we doing here?
mark those off.
Yeah.
Mark those-
Fuck
Let's
out of
see.
here with these things.
How many games are roughly left in the season? Because the World Series is what, about a month and a half away?
Yeah, end of October.
So that's another,
we
what,
got a month
30,
left
40
in the
games?
regular season. Yeah, we got about 30 games, maybe 27 now.
Okay,
But
27.
but yeah, like this year, if we don't win the fucking World Series, dude, oh my fucking god, I'm
No,
gonna go
but-
fucking dark. I'm not doing this podcast anymore. And this is baseball, okay? Like I love
okay,
football.
okay. Now, how far into the playoffs would you make it before you're like, oh man, I guess it just wasn't our year? Like first round, you're out. You're still gonna be like this mad?
We have to win the World fucking Series this year.
Okay.
Like
After
nah.
Okay.
Nothing. So last year we got hurt and it was acceptable. Right now we're firing
Everyone's-
on ourselves.
yeah.
We got some pitchers that are hurt, but we can beat anybody.
Yeah, okay. If you win this year, you calling yourself a dynasty team, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah,
but if you don't win, you're not.
no.
Why not? I don't understand that. Like
I'd be it would be Dodgers dynasty with it would be the best team we've ever had for this period of long time
Okay.
for us, but not league wide. You know
But not a
why? Because the
dynasty.
Yankees exist. I can't fucking
No,
say
I'm
that
not
we're
saying-
rivaling the classic.
I'm not
Yankees.
saying ever though.
But that's what the fuck
That's
a
what- is that
dynasty
what-
is.
Not really.
No, yes it is. Okay, so now here,
okay,
let me argue my point. Right?
Okay,
So the
go
last
ahead.
dynasty would have been the Patriots, right?
Yeah,
They
of
were
course.
good for 20 years.
Of course.
Before that was the Cowboys because they won 3 Super Bowls in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were the fucking team to beat in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Even though San Francisco won 2 Super Bowls and were constantly playing the Cowboys to get to to win the NFC
yeah.
constantly every year.
Yeah.
It was Cowboys, bookmark it. Cowboys,
Cool,
49ers,
cool. Yeah,
going
for
to the
like
NFC
10 years, right?
Championship. Yeah, for just about. It was about 8 years, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys got there and won 3 times in 4 years. The Patriots did that. My Bucks won 1 Super Bowl and played in the NFC Championship twice. Lost to the Rams and lost to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not a dynasty. That's 1 Super. We were
No,
a good
you guys,
team.
you guys aren't a dynasty right now though.
No. That in that stretch
Wait,
see,
wait,
dynasty
What stretch?
is all
What years?
time.
What years? What years?
in 2000s.
Oh
In
yeah,
the-
no, you guys weren't a dynasty.
No, exactly.
It's too quick.
Right.
It's too quick.
So once we get past all of this bullshit where you're at, all you're gonna read is about the champions and who won and lost. You're not gonna be like, oh, we're okay. Boom. Prime example. Were the Bills a dynasty for going to 4 Super Bowls in
No.
a row and losing? Right.
No,
Right.
I understand.
So the dynasty is all time,
This-
written in stone.
This has made me think. This has made me think. I still think 3 Super Bowls is insane.
This yeah.
I
that's
But no, I think I'll up it. I will up it to 2 Super Bowls within 5 years.
okay.
So I'll meet you. I'll go from my starting point, which was
Uh-huh.
a Super
You're
Bowl.
starting to come around is what's happening.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
I still
because
don't think three
You
three
think
is
forward 10 years,
'Cause
and
there
you're
were-
like,
because in
are we
my
going to call
in my
the Chiefs a dynasty? Are we going to call in 10 years? Or we're going to be like, oh, they went to the Super Bowl once and won it.
well
went to
here's
Super Bowl
here's the
once,
thing. Will the Chiefs still be just as dominant in 10 years?
Now, if they are,
not even
if
10,
they
5.
are-
Let's call it 5.
Okay. Now,
5 years from now, they're
we're
still-
caveating. But if they're still good in 10 years, which the Patriots were good for 20 years.
Yeah.
So if
Okay,
they're
okay.
still good, if
I
they're
hate,
still good, if
stop
they're,
using the
if it's-
Patriots though. Just stop.
But that's the last dynasty we had.
I mean, yes, but
That's the
it's
last
Tom
that's-
Brady, man.
Okay, so Tom Brady, because he's still in his dynasty. So we'll call it Tom
Exactly.
Brady. We'll call it Tom Brady. Either way, good for 20 years. You have to go through Tom Brady to win. Now, in 10 years, if you still got to go through Pat Mahomes to win, that's
Yeah.
a dynasty, right?
That's what I'm
10
saying.
Years. But that's 10 years. That's not 3 years. That's not 4 years. That's not 5 years.
I'd
That's
say 5.
10.
I'd say 5. I think you do 5.
Okay, but you just sit there and said that you
think-
wouldn't call the Bills a dynasty for going to the Super Bowl for 4
They
years
never
in a row.
won one. They didn't win a single one.
Okay.
The Chiefs actually won one, and what I'm saying
Okay,
is that the
so
Chiefs the Chiefs would have to win either this year
Yeah.
or win
So
the
they
Super Bowl
need
next year.
one more.
They do need one
Well,
more.
If they go and they lose, then they start getting to that Bills territory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, yeah, that's why I told you I just changed the 2
Yeah.
Super Bowls. Because after 2 within a small time,
Mhm.
I would you're dominant. You're
Yeah.
obviously dominant in the league, and everyone in the league is looking at that team like we
That's the
are
team
gonna
to beat.
Like whether it's you're in the AFC and you're like I have to beat the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
or you're on the NFC and you're like even if I get to
You're
the
gonna
Super
play
Bowl,
the
I'm gonna have to
Chiefs.
play the Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I think that's when you become that dominant player, and if
Mm-hmm.
you can keep that idea up
Okay.
for
now,
5 or more years, it can be a quick
I got one.
dynasty.
I got that's not how dynasty works. Now, are we gonna call it a Chiefs dynasty, or are we gonna call it
Pat Mahomes dynasty.
No, even better. Who the fucking coach is? Who's their coach? Fucking
Andy
the
Reid's
Walrus,
the
Andy
bo-
Reid.
Yeah.
Is it an Andy Reid dynasty? Because
Well, that was the whole argument with the Patriots, right? Because it was
because Andy Reid was constantly in the NFC Championship with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
He was constantly there.
yeah.
He didn't win one with the Eagles, but he got to the Super Bowl and lost.
Yeah.
and then now he won one, but he's constantly there. You got to beat him to get to the Super Bowl since he's been coaching.
Well, I mean, that's something we would have. Okay, to answer that,
If he
though,
wins one more, then it's a him thing, right?
No,
He's
no,
not
no.
gonna win 6. He's not Tom Brady.
Okay, but here's where I rebuttal on that, right? Because I hate using Tom Brady as a comparison,
He's the closest thing we have.
but he is the closest thing we have right now, and the most recent, I should say.
Yeah.
Is that you could have said the same thing about the Patriots. Is it a Bill Belichick dynasty or is it a Tom Brady dynasty? But what happened when Tom Brady left?
Tom Brady took his dynasty and went.
He
to
took
the
his
fucking
dynasty, and so
Bucks. And that's why I brought up Andy Reid.
yeah. So and then the first year, no, last year, his second year, the Patriots out in the first round, blown out by the Bills. This year it's not looking that much better. And Brady, as soon as he left, got another Super Bowl. So I think to answer that you 100% have to look at it after the fact. What happened after one of them left?
Wait a second. Now, by your rule, if the Bucks win the Super Bowl, does that give us a dynasty?
I would say yeah.
Huh.
The only
Now I
issue,
might see your side of a dynasty.
the only issue I have with trying to call the Bucks a dynasty so early is that I know you guys won't be dominant after
No,
Tom Brady
as soon as
leaves.
Tom Brady's gone, so we're just catching the tail end of Tom Brady's greatness.
Exactly.
And that's what I know.
Which is why
that's what I'm excited.
it's perfect for the Tom Brady dynasty.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
perfect.
it is. Tom Brady.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so
Um,
we say it's a Patriots dynasty, but we know.
It's Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% Tom Brady. Dude, honestly, yeah. I mean, the whole the hard line 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
It's so hard and here's why I don't think that's gonna happen in
Well,
a short.
classically, it was 3 and 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah.
think that's gonna because teams don't stick around like that no more.
Yeah, free agency killed that.
Yeah.
And that's why the Patriots were able to
Exactly,
like,
and that's why I think the dynasty, which has become like a 15-year, 10-year thing, it's shortened. It's
Yeah.
absolutely shortened, I think. And with that, all these players changing. I mean, the 49ers went to the Super Bowl 2016.
Who?
49ers.
They were there in 2019.
No. I'm talking about the time before that
Oh, when they lost.
to the Seahawks.
Wait.
No, the Ravens.
who are we talking
Blackout
about?
game.
Oh, yeah,
The blackout
blackout
game.
game. That was 13.
That was that 13.
It's 2012 season. Yeah.
Okay, so 2013 and 2019, right? They went. That's 6 years.
And they're two completely different teams.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Is that teams change so much now that's why I think that a dynasty, it's kind of like that shitty version in history where like you have dynasties that only last like 6 generations
Right.
versus 200 years, 300, 400 years. It's like a short dynasty era right now.
So what you're saying is a short dynasty is the USA, and a long dynasty is China, which I would like to welcome
Yes.
our new overlords once they take us over and we allow it.
Yeah.
And this has been
yeah,
the
dude.
Dumb Dude podcast.
Yeah, that's 100% what I'm saying. Yeah, dynasties they're changing, man. They're changing. Like game of football is changing.
We just think we're great, and China's been around forever, and they're gonna outlast us.
I mean, they did a poll. We're gonna get political. They did a poll of I think Republicans, and like 85% of Republicans thought we were gonna head to civil war in the next 10 years. So just everyone know, within 10 years, there's gonna be at least a week there where it's just a free for all.
That'd be dope.
So get your sins out.
Yeah. And that has been our Dumb Dude podcast.
Yeah.
Nobody's made it this far.
No, I won't even make it this far.
Yeah. And we're out.
100%.